Classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
I'm having a hard time to believe a very educated, a very attractive woman out of 41 years have not met Mr. Right. Mm-hmm. That's enough time to find a lot of things out.
I bet.
And yet, no kids, single. I'm not, but I am saying, are women's expectations unrealistic?
No, I'm gonna say, like I said on Nick, the question shouldn't be why isn't a woman of age, of success, of a certain caliber not married with kids? The question should be, why are people rushing to the altar just to become divorcees or baby mamas and baby daddies? I think if anything, we need to be teaching our society, take your time, young man or young woman, so that you can get to know not just this person, but yourself first, so that you can choose a life partner, not that that person isn't exempt to divorce, instead of rushing to the altar just to become a divorcee or a baby mama and have multiple kids by multiple women, just to say you have broken families everywhere.
Okay, so let's just get right to it. See, because people are not talking about this enough. And you know why people are not talking about this enough? Because we live in a drama-driven society. Toxicity runs the show. First and foremost, no disrespect to the good brother Cam, stereotypical question. Someone with that kind of power, a woman with that kind of power, a woman with that kind of beauty, you should have been married with kids by now. Kind of stereotypical, right? That's not being addressed in the question, right? Secondarily, her answer was a great answer, which is why bring a kid into, you know, a level of toxicity that no one wants to deal with, right? Why bring a kid into a situation that isn't beneficial for the child, that would eventually lead to divorce, seeing that the numbers for divorce in black marriages are exorbitantly high? I think she had a good answer. Now, for all the brothers out there that's going to say Zoe's caping for women, or Zoe is always riding for the women, I'm just saying, if we take our emotions out of it and we listen to what was said, the most egregious thing that was said came out of Cam's mouth, right? But let's get deeper into today's topic, because I have been thinking about this. Today's topic, the toxicity template, right, for the head of the relationship. A deeper look at dysfunctional law and order, i.e., adult discipline in intimate relationships. What in the hell is adult discipline? Well, a few years ago, a guy by the name of Kevin Samuels became outrageously popular during the pandemic, right? And he mentioned something called adult discipline. And see, again, people fail to realize what relationships are actually for. Relationships are dyadic, meaning it's between two people typically, right? Not only are they dyadic, relationships, remember what I said, you got to get neutral before you can get mutual. Relationships are designed to reveal the self to the person. It's not designed for what modern day, social media pundits say it's designed for. You see, what happens is, by saying a man is in control by way of his gender, lets him off the hook. Now, you can get religious. You can go through the religious template. The man is the head of the household. Okay, I'll go with that. The man is the head of the household. Fine. But sister, this is not medieval time. You shouldn't let your desperation allow you to settle. See, what do you mean, Zoe? Settle. I posit that many women settle for safety and security over integrity and character. You rarely see a man with the integrity and character of Jesus, a man with the integrity and character of, let's not go so high as Jesus. Let's say somebody else. Let's say Malcolm X. You rarely see a man that is, that kind of guy. Minister Farrakhan said that he was so clean when he was describing him. He was flawless in his presentation. He was a student. He was. You hear how people, who were around Malcolm talk about Malcolm. Doesn't mean Malcolm wasn't without flaws. Doesn't mean Malcolm himself wasn't a whip, a work in progress. Doesn't mean any of that. However, you rarely see women going for those types of guys. And I've seen it up close and personal. And I'm not speaking universally about women, of course. We're going to say some banal. Our term is some banal. I'm speaking in general, not in absolutes. Some banal. Some, but not all. In my limited experience, I've seen a lot of women go for security. Right? So again, let you off the hook, brother, if all you got to do is get the resources. Right? Because whatever you modeled in your childhood, if it was toxic, that will be the template for your leadership style in the relationship. How can the reverence for our ancestors, right, and currently living family members negatively shape one's outlook on relationships? In what way are we being guided by well-meaning people that give bad advice? And I'm talking about in your family. True or false? Do as I say, not as I do, is an improbable feat, but not an impossible one. Does nurture hold more weight than nature in regards to the wounds that we carry? What are some indicators that either a lack of nurture or a preservation of nature has taken place within an individual? Are men seeking to affirm superiority under the guise of law and order? How does one determine if a man's rule is worth following? Brothers, I know you're listening. How? How can you be a work in progress, one that is constantly growing, one that is constantly changing, one that is constantly evolving if you're working on yourself? How? Right? Can you lead? How can your lead be trusted? What are some spiritual and relational consequences for not healing your wounds and aligning with your higher consciousness? What are the consequences of not working on yourself and then subsequently getting into a relationship? Brothers, call in and tell me how you lead. Do you lead based off of what you do, or do you lead based off of who you are? This is a very powerful show. How can the concept of tough love be misrepresented and misused in intimate relationship, leading to toxicity and dysfunction? How do power dynamics play a role in the establishment of law and order within intimate relationships? What are the potential consequences of power imbalances? In what ways can societal norms and expectations contribute to the perpetuation of dysfunctional patterns in intimate relationships? See, I'm listening to what's being said out in the streets of YouTube and social media. Everybody's talking about it. Black love, men and women. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's saying our relationships are the worst. Why? Why are they the worst? That isn't to say black love doesn't exist. That isn't to say there aren't a lot of really good black marriages out there, strong marriages. But statistically speaking, right? Because what tends to happen in the YouTube sphere is that black men and women are pitted against each other. Right? The black man is saying, if I get to this level in life, be my peace. Now sisters are saying, you can't bring no chaos in here. Right? Nobody is saying, how do we cultivate inner peace? Right? Everybody is telling me, I got brothers inboxing me, DMing. Brother, seriously, brother, the man ain't never heard, and the man, and it's true. Many times because we're living by stereotypes, right? Stereotypical masculinity, strong and silent type, right? Don't express your feelings. We're living, but nobody's really questioning, where does that come from? How did you even get into a relationship? Well, I can answer that. It's very simple. Do you know how you get into a relationship while still unhealed? Does anybody know? Andy, do you know how you can still attract a relationship while still unhealed? What is it? What's your answer, Andy? Andy's going to tell us. Here come Andy. He ready.
Repeat the question one more time.
Do you know how you can still attract an intimate relationship while still unhealed?
Or traumas.
Oh, trauma's like a magnet.
Absolutely. Trauma bonding.
So relationships are ubiquitous and they're endless. You're going to get in one. You got to be in one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to be in one. It's okay. You could keep running from them. You can do whatever you want to do. But you're going to be in these relationships. What I'm finding is many men, just like the women they date, still want to hold on to traditional values. And the traditional value will prevent you, in a lot of ways, from healing internally. And when I say traditional values, I'm not talking religious. I'm talking societal. Society says the man is the leader. But the man must lead a war against his wounds in order to become the leader and the head of his relationships. Men will continue to fail if they don't. It's really that simple. We've got so much to talk about on this particular topic. I want to invite people in to have a conversation, a deeper look at dysfunctional law and order, i.e., adult discipline in intimate relationships. Is it a man's place to discipline his woman? If he's taking care of everything, if he runs the show financially, if everything... You got some men out there who believe this to be true. It was Kevin Samuels who said, she needs adult discipline. Is that provoking domestic violence? Let's think of the consequences of, and I know there are a lot of men out there that are hurt because women hurt them. Women from early childhood, women in their adult relationships. I know there are a lot of men out there who struggle in relationships because they've been hurt by a woman early on and along the process. However, until you heal, you're not leadership worthy. Brothers, okay, let me stop. Not until you heal. That's unfair. Until you start the healing process. We already know healing is ongoing. Until you start the healing process, do you deserve to lead a relationship? Or will the relationship be under the rule of tyranny? Dysfunctional law and order. Men, don't be afraid. Get to your phone lines. Talk to your brother Zoe Williams. We got an entirely crazy show lined up for you. Holla at me when we come forward. We still got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarships/official rules.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family. Together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, Having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Comfortable with my abandonment
because you are in your dysfunctional norm that you become comfortable
but
with.
It's worked. It's become a superpower.
But you've learned to survive in it. You're not thriving in that. There's not a that's not thriving. There is no cape. There is no superpower. There's no superpower in a lack of mental health. And there's no superpower.
But it's worked for me. Like you said, I mean,
you know why it worked for you?
You read me well.
You know why it worked for you? With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered, ladies, I'm saying this. The reason why it's worked for you is because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow you to do that, Nick?
I disagree. Yes. This is why I disagree. I mean, one, because I've dealt with the high-value women that I've ever
Wait, but I didn't say high value.
But
okay, wait, pause it and then start it again because I want to break this down. She could be wrong in her response. Like parts of what she's saying regarding Nick and his mental health and the way that he's functioning could be correct. But this is where she could be wrong. You don't know. You tried to victimize the women. See, this is where I get a little upset because it's imbalanced. You tried to victimize the women as if you sat down and had a conversation with each one of those women as if you understood their intent for dealing with Nick. Every one of those women knew what it was when Nick rolled up. First off, before Nick had all these kids, he rolled up with twins that he got from Mariah. So we already know off rip, twins is on deck. So then if you have a kid with him, you know what this is. Split household. You get what I'm saying? You see? So the way she framed it was like, You dealt with low-functioning women. How do you know they're low-functioning? Isn't to say that they aren't. It isn't to say that they aren't. But could you be high-functioning and yet Machiavellian in your functioning? Mercenary in your functioning? Maybe they understood what it was. This is a check, baby. This is a security baby. So let's not assume that these are victims that Nick is now victimizing. If we go back to my friend, Alan Berger, PhD, he said we're all victims of victims. And if Nick has mental challenges in terms of, childhood trauma, unrequited wounds, whatever, if he has that kind of issue going on, could he not be attracting his mirror reflection? We can't say in one breath, in one part of the interview with Nick, you get who you are, then turn around and say Nick is the villain. Could Nick be getting the female versions of himself that are as dysfunctional and toxic as he is? But I'm going to tell you something about America. America say if you got that bread, you the head. America says if you got that paper, you can pull a caper. Let's just be honest. If you got the money, you can act funny. That's what America tells us. Do you think Nick would have 47 children? However many children he got. Do you think he would have all of them kids if he was still from San Diego with no money? Some would say maybe he would. Listen. When we come forward, Zoe Williams, I'm opening up the phone lines, 1-800-920-1580.
Problems have now been solved. My treacherous beats make your ears respond, and my radio's loud like a fire alarm. The floor vibrates, the walls cave in, the bass makes my eardrum seem thin. That sounds in my ride, yes, the front and back. You would think it was a party, not a Cadillac. 'Cause I drive to the Ave with the windows closed, and my bass is so loud it can rip your clothes. My stereo stomping like a savage beast. The level on my power meter will not decrease.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The agent for Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is accusing Miami-Dade police of misconduct for cuffing his client outside of Hard Rock Stadium before Sunday's game against Jacksonville. Hill, who was black, was given a ticket for reckless driving and went on to catch an 80-yard touchdown pass. The Justice Department says 2 alleged leaders of a white supremacist group have been indicted on multiple charges. 34-year-old Dallas Humber of California and 37-year-old Matthew Allison of Idaho face 15 counts for soliciting hate crimes, soliciting the murder of federal officials, and conspiring to provide material support to terrorists. Attorney General Merrick Garland said Humber and Allison led a transnational terrorist group that targeted a hit list of public officials. The group deemed itself the Terrorgram Collective and allegedly wanted to start a race war in the U.S. Allison and Humber each face up to 220 years in prison if convicted on all charges. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Hey, pool season fanatics, your summer persona is calling. It's time for sun-soaked party scenes at MGM Grand, new luxury cabanas at Bellagio, and sandy beach living at Mandalay Beach. Show off your poolside, only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
Mark your calendar for October 2nd. It's California Clean Air Day. When you go Metro, you'll enjoy free rides and help clear the air. We can reduce pollution and create a healthier environment together. Let's all ride for a cleaner tomorrow. Start your journey at metro.net.
In California, the use of man-made stone is causing workers to get silicosis. Silicosis is a fatal disease caused by breathing in silica dust from cutting, polishing, or grinding man-made stone. To prevent silicosis, employers must provide their workers proper equipment, including water systems and NIOSH-approved respirators. Stop dusty and deadly practices. Learn more at worksafewithsilica.org. This is a message from Cal OSHA.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Febreze. So my home is also my office, and before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
What make yeah.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Single Moms Planet is a nonprofit organization dedicated to uplifting under-resourced single mom business owners and working mothers nationwide. Single Moms Planet offers comprehensive programs of financial literacy, business development, mentorship, and entrepreneurial training. They provide education, accountability, and hope. Single Moms Planet was founded by model, TV personality, and producer Nefertari Plessy. Nefertari felt firsthand the challenges that face single moms as she was raised by a working single mother. She learned that the most disadvantaged group in the United States are single mom families. According to the U.S. Census, 30% live under the poverty line. So she decided to do something about it, along with co-founder Cole Patterson. Their goal is to end the poverty cycle in single mother households through education, opportunity, and networking, providing family and child enrichment programs for under-resourced single-parent families. Single Moms Planet serves over 10,000 single moms and their children each year. Studies show that business development and financial literacy provide a positive environment for children and families, exposing them to new possibilities and opportunities. To attend one of their fun events, make a donation, or get more information, or if you need help as a single mom, please visit singlemomsplanet.org. That's singlemomsplanet.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh yeah, I'm with this. I'm just gonna sit here laid back to this nice mellow beat, you know, and drop some smooth lyrics. Cause it's 88, time to set it straight, you know what I'm saying? And there ain't no half stepping. Word, I'm ready. Rappers stepping to me, they wanna get some, but I'm the Kane, so yo, you know the outcome. Another victory, they can't get with me. So pick a BC date, cause you're history. I'm the authentic poet to get lyrical. For you to beat me, it's gonna take a miracle. And stepping to me, yo, that's a wrong move. So what you on, Hobbs? Dope or dog food? Competition, I just devour. Like a pit bull against a chihuahua. Cause when it comes to being dope, hot damn, I got it good. Now let me tell you who I am. The B-I-G-D-A-D-D-Y-K-A-N-E. Dramatic, Asiatic, not like many.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your teacher, your professor, Ken Ivey, and today's discussion is going to be on value. You know, I have my book here, the 48 laws of game, and the first chapter is purge first, ask last. In the game, that I used to be in, the ism, we used to always say purge first, ask last. And people used to always say, why would you say purge first, ask last? What is the purpose of that? Well, the purpose of that is because, if you're going to deal with somebody to know that they're serious or know that they really value, they had to give you the purge first. And that's what that was all about. It's called a choosing fee. But in life, we see multiple things where you have to pay up first. A lot of people, even, in the prostitution game, most guys that's in the game, they tell their girls, hey, baby, before you turn the date, make sure you get the money from the trick first. There's a reason why you want to get the money from the trick first, because you don't want that broad to have a date with a trick, and then all of a sudden after she had a date with the trick say, I ain't gonna pay you. But if she got the money up front and she turned the date, at least she know that it was a fair exchange. Because a fair exchange is not a robbery. So when a P or a pimp see a woman and she says she want to be with him, in a pimp's mind is that I got to meet on my Peter. The longer you stay, the longer you have to pay. So in his mind, he feels that he got to get paid for his times in the service because he feels that he working with some top flight gang.
Okay, because you going to get mad at me because I played that. That's Pimpin' Ken. 48 Laws of Game. Pimpology. Put out by Karen Hunter. Y'all going to be mad at me because I put that out? But you could apply that rudimentary philosophy to other areas of pimping. You get pimped on your insurance. You get pimped on your mortgage. Huh? You think you own your house? Stop paying the property tax. Just go ahead. Do you know somebody could come in and buy your house if you are delinquent on the property tax? They go, oh, you delinquent 6 months on the property tax? They'll pay off what you owe in property tax takeover. Pimping. Apparently, pimping is pervasive, right? Right? Somebody said purse first. Women have reversed that. Instead of purse first, ass last, women are saying ass last, purse first. I'm just saying. I know you don't want to hear it like this. We live in a society that is Machiavellian. It's about manipulation. It's about usury. Where does manipulation come from? It comes from a lack of safety. I have to manipulate. I got to do whatever I need to do in order to secure my safety. And then when you add in the clinical, the philosophical, and the psychological, clinical and psychological basically the same. If you have an insecure attachment style, your attachment wound is calling the shots. Sometimes people will choose a toxic environment because it reminds them of home. Oh my goodness. Men and women do this, So, what are we missing here, men? Are you the leader by default? Should you rule your relationships because you're a captain in the world? Should you rule the relationship by default of your gender? What if your template of leadership is toxic? I know a lot of men, when you sit down and you have conversations, I had to sit down with a brother. His woman was like, I don't think he'll sit down and talk to you. Nope. She was like, I don't think he'll sit down. Nope. I mean, he'll talk to me, and he might ask a question for you through me, But I don't think he'll sit down with you and then he'll just open up and share. We've been taught not to open up and share. Shaq and Country Wayne was out here saying, nope, open up and share, it get used against you. And that isn't to marginalize what they were saying, because oftentimes that does happen. Men will open up, get vulnerable, and then their vulnerability gets weaponized against them in some cases. Not in all cases, but in some cases. Tough, right? Tough life to live. Before I go to the phone lines, let me just shout this out real quick. You guys got to be sure to tune in to KBLA Talk 1580 Tuesday night, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, for the live coverage of the presidential debate. Vice President Kamala Harris versus former President Donald Trump. Immediately following the 90-minute debate, Dominique DePrima and Tavis Smiley will host a talk back session. I like that. Instead of a round table, it's a talk back session, right? And with a live audience who will be watching the debate here at our studio, right here in Leimert Park. So listen to the debate live Tuesday night and stay tuned right after it concludes to hear the live reaction from our viewing party audience. It's going to be cool here at KBLA in the heart of Leimert Park. You guys should tap in. Let me get to the phone line because we got a brother on the line. And this brother is a friend of the show, a friend of mine. And this brother is actually the person who created the term adult discipline. It wasn't Kevin Samuels. It was none other than Battle Creek's none other than Battle Creek, Michigan's own Heru Ali. Heru, you came up with this? I could have sworn you told me this was Kevin Samuels, but this is you?
Peace and love to the family and nation.
Here we
Andy,
go.
KBLA. Absolutely. Now, listen, I leave the room that I may be wrong, but as far as I can remember, I coined the phrase adult discipline. Based upon.
Oh, here we go.
Spare the rod, quote unquote, spoil the child, right?
But that's the child.
Train
that's not
up,
your
train,
woman.
No, wait, my brother.
I'm listening.
I'm gonna try and tie it all up. Spare the rod, spoil the child, quote unquote. Train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are adults, they will not depart from it. What am I trying to say? You know how our parents, they could only give you what they had? They couldn't give you what they didn't have. Mm-hmm. We have epigenetics, post-traumatic slave, post-traumatic hood syndrome, all of that's been passed down. All the trauma's been passed down. So yes, a lot of our parents were unable to train up a child in the way that they should go. And when they become adults, you see what I'm saying? Spare the rod, spoil the child. Let's get to this adult discipline. There's various levels to adult discipline. Yes, I coined the phrase in my mind. Y'all let me know.
Help me to understand, because it's not a clinical term. So what is the definition? Now, before you give it to me, we're going to come forward. I want you to think about it, because it sounds abusive to me. You're going to have to make this make sense, because I still don't see the correlation between spare the rod, and spoil the child. I still don't see the correlation. When we come forward, we going back to Battle Creek, Michigan. Heru Ali is on the line.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, Rakim, what's up? Yo, I'm doing the knowledge, E, man. I'm trying to get paid in full. Well, check this out. Since Norby Walters is our agency, right? True. Kara Lewis is our agent. Word up. Zakia and 4th and Broadway is our record company. Indeed. Okay, so who we rolling with then? We rolling with Rush, our Rush Town Management. So check this out. Since we talking over this deaf beat right here that I put together, I want to hear some of them deaf rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And together, we can get paid in full. Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I get deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how could I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up, this is a hole up. Ain't nothing funny, stop smiling. We still don't nothing move but the money.
Relationships is like psychology. It's a science. You know, most people don't understand the science of relationships. Most people, they dive in like swimmers, you know, head first. So, you know, a lot of people end up getting hurt. A lot of people end up being in precarious situations. But one thing I always taught my daughters, and I teach any woman that listen to me, that the worst thing you can do is give your cookies up on the first date. You never want to give a man your cookies up. The more you let him sweat you, the more he go out his way. If you want to get the flowers, if you want to get the ring, if you want to get the money, if you want to get the Louis Vuittons, the Jimmy Choos, then you got to be hard to get. And that's hard for a lot of you women when y'all see that handsome guy. You think he packing or whatever, you know what I mean? He might got that wood or that wiener hookup, and you thinking, hey man, this gonna be a sexual explosion. But really what you're doing, you're selling yourself cheap. Because most men, once they get it, the thrill is gone. Like B.B. King said, the thrill is gone. So you know what I mean? You don't want the thrill gone, you want him to chase you. As long as you got him chasing you, you can win. That's the object of the game. I know some women didn't have men chase them in excess to hundreds of thousands. I didn't see women make men chase them into marriage and to actually squaring up and really just want to be in a relationship because that woman was so hard to get. By the time he got to the woman, he felt that he had achieved the prize. Now on the flip side, men, we can't be as lucky as women are. Women are not going to chase us. So the art of getting a woman and making a woman crazy on the male side is that you have to flower her. You have to shower her with gifts. You have to treat her nice, tell her beautiful things, tell her how beautiful she is. Take her to expensive restaurants. Buy her beautiful things, then cut her ass off.
That's actual pimp. That's Pimpin' Ken. Best-selling author. He got books. And you might disagree with his delivery. You might disagree with his articulation. But even if you're doing a higher version of what he's talking about, a more refined version of what he's talking about, is it still not manipulation? You heard the tactics that were laid down. So when I come in here and I get philosophical and deep, everybody be like, oh, that was a heavy show. I'm not calling in. I don't want to get exposed. So then I bring it down to your level. Right? I bring it down to your level. That's where most of us are. Right? Manipulation. That's where most of us are. Even if it's more articulate. We're talking politics. Politics ain't pimping. Tell you what you want to hear, then not give it to you. Then breadcrumb you with little pieces of it, and you think, oh, I got some of it. Is that not pimping? We know pimping is happening in the pulpit. And not all preachers, but let's not act like spiritual abuse is not real. See, we think if we don't pay attention to it, it ain't real. Okay. If we don't talk about it, it ain't real. It's real in your house. Okay. All right. Heru, get back in here, brother.
Here we go. Let's get it.
Come on. You got to give us that definition of
the definition.
Discipline.
Absolute adult discipline. Listen, in a nutshell, what adult discipline is, it's nothing abusive. It's nothing abusive at all. What adult discipline is, it is wise course correction for your protection.
Okay.
Whether it be from a woman or a man.
So it's bi-directional.
It's absolute. Everything is.
There we go.
Yin and yang.
Come on, Heru, raise it up.
Yin
there.
and yang.
Yes.
So here we go. Listen, you don't even need discipline to learn a course correcting lesson. Mm-hmm. I give you the example myself. I grew up in the 80s in elementary school in my uncle's drug house. He sold heroin, he sold cocaine, all of that stuff. We used to chop up this is about to trigger some folks. And Muzz would be like, you know what, we used to do that. We used to get the Jet magazines and we'd take the razor blade, we would cut them up so we can make them packets to package street level pharmaceuticals. And then later in the 80s, 82, 83, we went to the Rock. I said all that to say this. I saw all of the professionals, nurses and factory workers coming in to get that illegal substance and how it changed their lives. And I saw that and I said, for all the things that I know that I want to do in my future, I cannot mess with none of this right here. You understand what I'm saying? So that I got the life learning lesson that disciplined me through observation. Adult discipline is wise course correction. And just like Chris Rock said, listen, I don't advocate, domestic physical violence, intimate partner violence, but guess what? Some folks need need to be shook. Some need to be shook. They need the feces shook out of them. Excuse me, do you remember who I am? And first of all, even before all that, why are you even with someone, one, that you don't think has wisdom and is better than you in so many ways, because men and women aren't equal. We were not created to be equal. So let's just keep it all the way real.
But come on, Harold.
If I tell you,
Harold, I gotta push back.
Come on.
You can't shake them up, right? Or shake the.
You absolutely can.
Or shake.
You absolutely can. I'm not
wait, hold
advising
on.
folks to
Wait,
do it, but
hold on. As Jeff Brown would say, you cannot shake the bovine feces out of them. Shaking them is not gonna change them. It's not gonna make them see it your way. You're just gonna terrify them. You're gonna frighten them. And you don't want your woman frightened of you, right?
They should be frightened. Yeah, yes, absolutely. They should be at certain points.
Wait, stay with me.
When they cross the wrong line. When they cross the line, should be frightened.
Stay with me, Haru. This ain't a laughing matter, Haru. You cannot be shaking your woman. You cannot get physical with them, bro. And let me just say this. Tell me if you disagree. You know how people say, if you use profanity to make a point, right? That means
you're uneducated.
That means
lack of vocabulary.
Yeah, right. All of it.
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
You're not articulate enough to make your point.
Wrong.
I'm just saying. If you gotta get physical,
there's things out there that show that.
Wait, hold on.
Wait. The most intelligent.
Wait, hold on. But if you gotta get physical, that means you couldn't sit down and have a conversation. And if they're unwilling to listen, why did you stay? When we come forward, I'm going back to Battle Creek. My guy is in here wilding.
Yo, what happened to peace? Peace.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The agent for Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is accusing Miami-Dade police of